Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading today. This is intended to be a timeless reading, but if it's meaningful for you, I am doing this reading in March and will post it in March. Today, I am doing a birth sign reading as usual. I do one every month. And if you've watched me before, you know that the monthly readings are different every month. So I do a different layout, a different format for birth signs each month. I like to keep it interesting. This month, we're doing a pick a card style birth sign reading. So I'm going to do 3 piles for anyone in the sign of Aries. You can go ahead and pick a card. I'll talk about the piles now and I'll timestamp the piles below so you can jump ahead. The first pile we're going to do is going to be with the Shuffle Tarot deck. This is going to be, I think it's collection B of the Shuffle Tarot. It's like a mixture of different Rider-Waite-Smith in one card. So I really like it. It's an interesting twist on a traditional deck. And the card here is Page of Wands. This is not your card. It's just an identifier to help you select the deck. Pile 2, we're using the Pastoral Tales Tarot. And we've got the Two of Swords here. Again, not your card, just here to help you select your deck. And then the final pile, what is this? Midnight Magic. It's kind of a mushroom tarot. So we've got the 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups will be the indicator card on this third pile, pile 3. So go ahead, take your time, decide which pile you'd like to use, and then jump to the reading and the timestamp below, and I'll be back. Okay, pile 1, let's get started with your reading today. This is anyone who chose the Shuffle Tarot pile. So I need current situation information for anyone in the sign of Aries that needs to hear from me today. Just one card, please, about this current situation. Okay, we've got quite a few cards. We're not going to take these. We'll start with one card. Here's your card. We have got the 5 of Swords. What an interesting 5 of Swords. This individual is standing very isolated. There is nothing in that background, just blue sky. Standing on a bit of a plateau here. And of the 5 swords, we've got 4 small daggers tucked in their leg and 1 sword at their side. You know, a traditional 5 of Swords is one of conflict, often. And this doesn't look like active conflict. This looks a little bit like in a time of concentration. So this is either before or after a conflict has happened. It's a state of calm, which is interesting. So that makes me lean towards after the conflict. And based on how this person looks, they're very calm, so may have won. It could also be somebody who is just really good at preparing themselves to walk into battle and is just really doing this very courageously. So that's the full-on energy from the card. Maybe we're going to get 2 possibilities here in this reading. I think we need to learn more. But I'm getting somebody who's recently come out of a conflict and likely as the winner. Or somebody who's bravely stepping forward into something. Doing what they know that they need to do, like doing the right thing. All right, tell me more about this situation, please. Okay, we've got the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands with 8 of Swords, right? Because you see character here in the front, if you're familiar with tarot. I'm guessing if you found a small channel like mine, you are. She's 8 of Swords, right? And then we've got the 8 of Wands behind her on fire instead of the swords. And so this is like some communication, so fast communication coming in, but feeling somehow trapped or isolated by whatever it is that's come to you. So this has me leaning towards, for most people, that this is you actually having to face the reality of this that's just come towards you. You've just received some sort of information or a message. It came to you unexpectedly, and it's making you feel a little bit out of sorts, like you don't know which direction to go, almost like you're trapped in a situation. And this is the situation you're in now. Maybe you've had time to digest, and you're ready to face the music. You're about to head into this to do what you can for yourself in this situation. I'd like to know a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to start with the shadowy stuff, okay? I like to start with the bad news and then wrap it up with the good news. That's just my style. If you like it the other way around, I guess jump ahead until you see me start doing the readings over here. But we're going to go to what's hidden from you. You know, what you're not seeing and that you should really see about this situation. Oh, okay, so it's a 10 of Wands with the 10 of Cups background. I read that as hard work is going to pay off. That's exactly what I read that as. There may be a lot of hard work, because you see that these wands are also being carried with all of these flowers. That's a lot of hard work paying off right there. Okay. Anything else? Well, now we've got our 5 of Wands, looking a lot like the 5 of Swords. I'm feeling you as the winner again. Lots of conflict, though. Lots of conflict and competition energy here. Lots of work energy, because look at all of these wands that we have. So for most of you, this is a career read. Job, career, what you do for work. And there's a lot of competition or conflict in this area of your life. And I do think that you've been working very, very hard. There may be, like I said, there's a message that's come through recently or some information that you've received that's pretty hard to digest. It's making it difficult to know which way to go. Like, how are we going to proceed? How are we going to keep doing what we do with this information? There's no way out, right? There's no winning. That's almost like the initial news, the initial shock. But I do see you almost stepping into this role of, oh, I got an idea. I know how we're going to make this work. And other people still feeling defeated by it. But I see you feeling a little motivated. What else should we know? Ooh, the Magician with the High Priestess. So she's in the position of the Magician here. How powerful a card can this be? This is incredibly powerful. Manifesting, bringing things into reality, and leaning heavily on that intuitive connection, like that inner knowing that you have to do it. I think one of the messages that's coming through here in this area is trusting in yourself. And I mean, these are very positive cards and like what's hidden from you. So there may be some self-doubt. Like it may be hidden from you, the idea that putting in all of this extra work is actually going to pay off. It may be, confirmation. It may be feeling a little fruitless right now to continue to work so hard and not believe that it's going to work out for you or work out for anyone. And I do see that many of you, your work is maybe in some community or social type of work, something where you're doing some sort of work that's for the benefit of a community of some type. It could be any type of community service, even like teaching or nursing or any type of civil service, really, for many people. And I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there will be a moment where you recognize that you have the strength or the power, the ability, something that either other people aren't willing to do or they don't have what you have. And that's you winning here in this card. That's you feeling a little pride in this moment. I don't know if you're feeling that yet, but I think it will be coming to you at some point in this journey. And recognizing how powerful you are. I also think that hasn't been realized by you yet, but it will. And the strong message that's coming with this card here is that it's not helpful for you to ignore your intuition. You really need to lean heavily into that and lean heavily into all of the skills that you have. More than just the obvious. It's way more than just the obvious. Like you have a lot more available to you, a lot more to offer than what might be on the surface. You know, when you say all the skills and tools available to you, you might just kind of go through what your tasks are and your responsibilities are in your job, right? But it's more than that, right? If you're somebody who's good at juggling a lot of things and keeping things organized, that's a skill. If you have a good memory, that's a skill. If you're creative, that's a skill. If you're good at solving problems, that's a skill. If you're good at speaking up and using your voice to speak on behalf of others, that's a skill. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not just, I know how to change toilet paper rolls, like whatever, you know, I can do math. It's beyond that. It's like bigger than that. It's something that you need to recognize about yourself. Okay, let's take a look at the good stuff. So what are some of the opportunities that are going to be coming your way? One card, please. Three of Wands. There may be an opportunity for you to travel. Either move to a new role, a new position, travel to a new location, move. There's some sort of journey energy here. Ooh. Interesting. We've got a 10 of Cups upright and a 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Let me show them more closely so you can see. But you see this 10 of Pentacles is kind of on the Death card background. So this really screams to me what I was seeing here, the civil service energy that I'm getting here, this hardworking civil servant. Because what I'm getting with the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles reverse, particularly with this scenery, is that whatever this journey is or this opportunity that's going to be available for you, it's more about relationships and community and people, like the heart and soul of why you're doing what you're doing in the first place, than it is about money. So you may even be making a shift that either you're making the same amount of money or you may even be making less money. But it's an opportunity because it is a Ten of Cups. It is a very fulfilling. Now, remember, Ten of Cups comes after Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is your wish fulfillment. And Ten of Cups is this ultimate joy. It's like the pinnacle of the Cups card. So it is a wish fulfillment and then some, right? It's like the wish fulfillment in the Nine of Cups is like the realization of the wish fulfillment, the beginning of that experience. And this comes full circle, right? It really brings you full circle. And it might be a dream come true. I'm gathering it's probably a dream come true, especially with this over here, because this Ten of Wands is on the background of a Ten of Cups. And you know that this hard work is paying off. It's no coincidence that you got those tens. Like you are going to be achieving some real life goals, I think, in the area of career and work this year. Okay, so we have the Judgment card in reverse here as well. What this tells me, you can see in the upright position. So normally you have an angel in the clouds, and this is the devil here, right? And this is in reverse. This is confirming for me, actually, that this is a calling for you and that it is not driven by kind of worldly, materialistic things, that it's more driven by people, your heart for other people. That is confirming that for me. And staying in that mindset and reminding yourself of that, maybe when things get difficult financially or when you feel like, I don't know if I want to choose this because I'll be making less money. I guess it's saying what's helpful for you to get to this best result is to just remember that about yourself. Remember whether or not the money is more important than the people. That's not the case for everyone, but whoever this reading is for, you care about people the most. And this is an 8 of Pentacles. With on the background of an 8 of Cups. Wow. Boy, if that is not telling the story full circle, like full circle. Because the 8 of Pentacles is very much a work card. It's very much about hitting flow in what you're doing for work, like it really being fulfilling what you're doing. And the 8 of Cups is, even though it's about cups, it's like you've completed a cycle in the cups and you're ready to move on to another season, a new leg of the journey. It's time for you to complete that. And so I feel like it's time for you to complete this leg of your work journey and move on to something new. And that's, this journey card is over here. I think you're going to get a new opportunity. It may be an opportunity to move into a new career field altogether. It may be a promotion. It may be moving to a new organization. I mean, it could be lots of possibilities. But there is going to be an opportunity for you to shift here and to make a fulfillment, like a dream come true for yourself, a very heart-centered dream, not a financially centered dream. It may not be super financially lucrative for you, but it will be fulfilling for you. And you have all of the skills to do it. And it could be that this information that you have right here, right now, the situation that you're in today, that might be the final straw. And you standing here brave, the conflict card with no conflict in this scene is you saying, okay, I'm done. Maybe this is you walking away from whatever this shit show is, okay? And saying, this is going to be a lot of hard work, and I don't know if that hard work is going to pay off. The card says it is, but I'm going to do it because I'm more committed to the idea of living a life like this than living one like this. Okay, Aries, if this was your reading, if you liked it or would like to see others like it, I would appreciate a like or a subscribe. Until next time. Aries, pile 2. We are getting into the Pastoral Tales Tarot. Okay, I need one card for Aries energy. Anyone in the sign of Aries who needs a message from me today with this deck. I feel like I have to check my mic every once in a while. Do you know how many recordings I've done and it just is like all of a sudden off? And I either post it and it sounds terrible, or I just can't bring myself to do it. It's very frustrating. I'm glad YouTube isn't my full-time job, but it is my favorite hobby. Okay. These are not your cards. I need one card for someone in the sign of Aries. Thank you. Tower reverse. Tower reverse. I don't mind a tower reverse in a current situation. Something was avoided. Something was sidestepped. 2 of Wands, telling me a little more about this situation. One more card about the Tower and the 2 of Wands. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords was reversed, by the way. It's a different type of Queen of Swords when she's in reverse. Much different. So there's an energy around you of a feminine energy who's very cutthroat, someone who's not kind at all, and potentially very devious. They use strategy and manipulation to get their way. And it's all about winning. It's all about accomplishing, achieving whatever their personal goals are, not about anyone else. That's an energy that's around you right now. In the Tower reverse, there may be something related to this person's energy because she is the clarifying card. So the surprise, the obstacle, the major event that you may have sidestepped certainly has something to do with this Queen of Wands here in reverse. I feel that you were in a position where recently you felt like you were having to almost sit down and make a choice. And like you were preparing to move on from a situation that you felt very rooted in. And I see her writing letters, almost like writing a resignation letter. You know, that isn't the only energy here, but that's just an example of the energy of like feeling fulfilled and happy in your work and then something happening. Maybe a new boss comes in and disrupts things and you really don't like this person's style and you regretfully are writing your resignation letter and preparing to make this huge change. But somehow you sidestep it because maybe she's booted before she gets a chance to make more negative impact. I mean, that's the energy I'm feeling. That's just an example. It doesn't mean that that's your specific example, right? But we've got a very mistrustful feminine energy coming in here, creating a situation that you thought was going to be a tower moment that you were about to face. You were ready to walk into it. You thought this is certainly going to happen, and it's certainly going to be disruptive. No doubt it was a surprise. that you are going to have to do this. This isn't something that you planned for. Definitely something you did not plan for. And it was not something you were looking forward to. That's what this Two of Wands here. But you were feeling like you were faced with very little options. And it was the best choice that you were going to have to make in the moment. And then, out of the blue, last minute, more Tower energy, something happens. And you don't have to follow through with this after all. That's the energy that I get. This may have recently happened or is about to happen. This is very recent. Okay, so let's talk about the shadowy stuff first, okay? Things that are hidden, things that we may not want to look at, and then we'll talk about our opportunities and our good stuff. Start with the bad, finish with the good. That's how I am. If you don't like it, you can fast forward if you want. Okay, so King of Cups. King of Cups. That's a good energy to have here. Okay, I'd like to get one more card before I... One more card on this King of Cups, please. Okay. Okay, so this is the part you don't see or the part that maybe you need to let go of, okay? Like I said, difficult news first. So when this moment was sidestepped, I think that you've got this impression. Maybe you had a peer or a colleague or a boss or somebody who is in your energy, maybe a family member, a friend, someone around your energy who is really the polar opposite of the Queen of Swords. And this is the King of Cups. This is somebody who's very empathetic, understands emotions, has high emotional intelligence, but is also a leader. And it's somebody who can lead via understanding people at their core. Like, lead with compassion, lead with care. And that's a wonderful person to be in charge of any situation because you feel safer in this person's care. There is more trust around this type of person or this energy because they're authentically doing the right thing. They're very character driven. And this Temperance card is clarifying that, like this idea of peace and harmony and balance when this person was around, or that this person could bring that back. But I hate to say it, but the difficult news here is that almost like this is a bit of an illusion, right? That maybe the queen's gone, or maybe the queen has been stopped for now, or whatever has happened to her. She's been slowed down in some way. Maybe she's acting nicer than usual, which, be warned, is not genuine. It's a manipulation. But it doesn't mean that you're headed in this direction either. Okay? So sometimes we can just have a sigh of relief and imagine that this is coming for us, this harmony, this balance, this person to hold us and rescue us. But that can be dangerous. So don't forget that you are still in the situation that you're in. Don't daydream away your energy in putting all of your hopes into something unrealistic. I mean, still pay attention to what's going on around you. That's really what it's saying. Don't think it's just going to go back to some magical place, or it's going to turn into something magical. I mean, maybe the Queen's been replaced by the King of Cups, but maybe you're giving the King of Cups too much power. You know, really at the end of the day, it's warning you against illusions of grandeur. I don't know if I use that in the right way, but you see what I'm saying, like the illusion that things are going to be utopian now. It's not going to be the case, and that's dangerous energy for you, because there is someone who remains untrustworthy, like an apprentice or somebody who's very much like the Queen, who got along with the Queen very, very well. Maybe somebody who reports back to the Queen. There is some energy there of someone untrustworthy, a spy in your midst. So it could be among peers, colleagues, friends, family, anyone. You feel like you're celebrating and in harmony, but recognize that one in this group is not to be trusted either. I need one more card in this area for Aries, please. One more card. What's not helpful? What's not going to help them? Ace of Cups. Okay. This is more of that dreaming energy. So believing that, you know, this is going to turn around, love's right around the corner, someone's going to come rescue you. I get a lot of like wanting to be rescued energy from this. A lot of daydreaming energy. That's not reality. And it may be a defense mechanism that you've developed over time for yourself. Like during difficult periods of time, you may rely heavily on kind of these fantastical ideas or dreams or hope, just to keep you motivated and move forward, you know, so you can keep going, so you don't feel hopeless. It's like almost a source of motivation for you. But the information is here to warn you that, one, you may need to really understand and recognize this defense mechanism that you have established and see it for what it is, so that it doesn't put you in a more difficult situation than you need to be in. This information is here to protect you, not harm you. It's not saying you can never be somebody who lives in daydream and fantasy, okay? If that's something that really makes you feel safe and happy, I'm not telling you not to do that. I'm not a therapist or anything like that, right? But it is telling you to, if you do have a tendency to move in that direction, to maybe take time to pause and recognize fantasy from reality, so that there is a part of you that is aware of what the reality coming your way has the potential to be. At worst, you just get disappointed again. But I shouldn't say that. At best, you just get disappointed again. But at worst, maybe there's something else coming. Four of Wands, opportunities and chances. Okay, you do have an opportunity for a commitment, like a longer term commitment. some light at the end of this tunnel. Anything else here? This card came out. Ooh, 10 Pentacles. Love it. Okay, so there's good in the good part of the reading. There's a lot of good in the good part of the reading. We may find out why this warning was here. We may not. You know, it may just be for some type of self-awareness to maybe protect you from more of these, I was going to say opportunities, but more of these situations, really, in the future. This may be helpful self-awareness and just warning you, you have some snakes in your midst, okay? But we do have some opportunities and chances that look really, really wow. We've got an opportunity for a commitment and an opportunity for 10 of Pentacles. So let's see, what's helpful for Aries to know now? Four of Swords reverse. Four of Swords reverse tells me that this is not the time to rest, okay? That's why that's there. The Star. So there's something that may be inspiring to you, something that's giving you a lot of hope. And this is fantasy, hopeful energy, okay? But the parsing the reality from the fantasy is important here so you can really hone in on what you're truly inspired by and what you really can put your hope in a very realistic way. And then put your energy towards that. Don't sleep on it. Don't daydream on it. Act on it. That's what it's saying. Because that's an opportunity for you to have a longer term commitment that will be 10 of Pentacles. Now, this doesn't have to be a work reading. This doesn't have to be a love reading. This doesn't have to be a family reading. It could be one of them or all of the above, especially with 10 of Pentacles. Like 10 of Pentacles is the everything card in my book. It is, you've achieved it all. You have the career, you have the family, you have the money, you have the security, you have the joy, you know, it's like all of the things that you aspire to have and wish and hope to have. That's the 10 of Pentacles. And it depends on your season in life too. 10 of Pentacles for you when you're young is different than middle age, is different than later in life, right? So that is 10 of Pentacles for you wherever you are in your life right now. For me, that's retiring in a cabin on the side of the mountain. It's not having more children running around my home, even though there's lots of children in here. Like, come to visit. Not sad to see you go. I love my children, by the way. But when I get to that season in life, I will also love my peace very much. Okay. Oh, there's a temptation here for you to watch out for. My goodness. Okay. There is some sort of temptation. This Four of Wands is commitment, 10 of Pentacles energy. It may actually be so rewarding. There may be so much that you're gaining from that you actually might lean a little bit too heavily into materialism. So definitely keep an eye out for that. There's a strong presence of that on this path. And that's here to warn you for a reason. 7 of Cups. Boy, I've got some daydreamer energy here. Yeah, it could be putting you back in a position where you're doing all this daydreaming again. Thinking of all the possibilities in the future. And Justice was in reverse, so I feel like that's going to put you out of balance again. Wow, okay. This definitely came together for me. If I didn't express it clearly enough, this part of the reading is here as a warning to start educating yourself about yourself and really start learning how to identify these characteristics or traits that you have. Like I said, this is a very specific reading for people who are lean heavily into fantasy or daydreaming energy and are either not acting because they're using that daydream energy to provide the dopamine and fulfillment instead of taking action that they should be taking, or getting disappointed when the fantasy doesn't come true because they haven't taken action, right? And so it's about recognizing that and taking steps to manage this and maybe turn some of the fantasy in more of reality, okay? Triggered by this Tower moment and this Queen of Swords. So while you do have these untrustworthy people here, the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords reverse, these individuals are here as part of this important lesson. All of this is a very important lesson for you in having kind of a wake-up call, okay? A wake-up call so you can make a change. And when you have that wake-up call, you've got your star moment. That's your wake-up call. You can be inspired to really be taking action. And when you start moving in that direction, clearly you have everything that you need to bring this fantasy into reality because you're making it happen. If you are not dreaming about it and you're actually doing it, you've got this. And then the danger that you face is that you did too good of a job. And now you're, okay, what else can I dream up? I want more. Oh, I want more. Oh, this tastes so good. This feels so good. I want more. I want more. And that can bring about some imbalance. So you may have to come back around and connect again. Okay, so we'll see what comes in the future. After this, more work to be done. But it doesn't mean avoid all of this, because this is easily resolved. Get here. This is great. Go here. All right. Thank you, Aries, for joining today. I hope this reading resonated with some of you. If you liked the reading, would like to see more like it, I'd appreciate a like or subscribe. Okay, final pile for the day is the Midnight Magic Tarot deck in the sign of Aries. Okay, Aries. Aries pile 3, who needs to hear a message from me today? Current situation, please. One card for anyone in the sign of Aries. This is a card. Seven of Swords reverse. I see this as the end of some type of conflict or the end of a period where you're having to be very strategic and careful in some decision making. We have the High Priestess and the Four of Wands. High Priestess and Four of Wands. You had to rely heavily on your intuition during this period, this situation right here. You may currently be in this situation. It may be approaching you soon, or you may have recently come out of this situation. It's recent, past, present, or future. And it's going to require you, or has required you, to lean heavily on that inner voice, that inner knowing that you have. And also there is an element of possibly a spouse or a partner that's been part of this. Okay, let's find out a little bit more. So we're going to talk the shadowy stuff here. What you need to watch out for that you're not really watching out for. Queen of Wands reverse. Boy, she's been coming a lot lately. Okay, so I'm getting the energy that in this situation where there's like some sort of conflict or trickery, having to be strategic about something, you know, there's definitely like, it's more than a tug of war. It's very clear plans, at least on one side, possibly two, about how to move forward in a certain situation, and you're leaning very heavily on your intuition here. Like, I think for some of you, it may be in a marriage. Either you and your partner are doing this together, or you're working against each other. Okay? And you have a potential to kind of blow up and like say things that you shouldn't say. And it's just telling you that's a mistake. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know why you shouldn't do that, but I bet there's lots of reasons. The one thing that I feel the most instinctually is that you're going to show your hand too much when you do this. If you're in some type of strategy situation, don't lose your cool, because you're going to say more than you should say, and you're going to give them more information than they should have. Okay. So, what else do we need to know? What else is hidden? Ooh, that one's spinning. Five of Swords. Five of Swords reversed. Definitely a conflict. And in this position, it's like, don't get your hopes up that this conflict is coming to an end tomorrow. This is not a short-term conflict. I'm really sorry to say that, but it's not. It's going for a while. And it is most likely a conflict just between two people. But it's going to go on for a minute. Okay, so there's a Page of Wands energy here. Someone who's creative. They've got a lot of passionate energy, okay? They may be on the younger than you side. Let's just say that. Doesn't have to be a young person, but they may be younger than you in age. They match your Queen of Wands energy, okay, with their passion. But they might tell you that they have the answers for you, that you can get your wish fulfillment if you kind of listen to them and listen to their advice. And that I'm telling you right now that their advice is not going to help you. Okay, let's look at what are the opportunities here. Let's look at the good stuff now. Ooh, whoa, we got a lot of cards. Are these your cards? We're not taking all those cards. Let's get just one card, please. One card, please. Oh, okay, so there's lots of opportunities available for you. We're getting tons of cards, but I would like thank you for all of the messages. Can I just start with one message here for Aries? Thank you. The Moon reverse. 10 of Swords. Okay, so there's an opportunity for things that have been hidden, secrets, to come to light, and that it bringing things to a conclusion, like the end that it needs to come about. Now, I don't know who's got the secrets. It could be you, could be the other person, could be both. Okay, but there are some secrets that are going to come out, and it's going to help bring this to a conclusion. So you might be afraid of those secrets coming out. Maybe you don't want to hear them. You don't want to actually know that truth, or the secrets are yours, but they're important. They need to be brought to the surface. That's going to be the best chance or best opportunity to bring this to a close. We've got the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords actually came sideways, and I usually take sideways as upright, but I mention it when I feel that the neutral position can be important. And this might be important to know that you're vacillating between feeling trapped and feeling free. And that actually might be a good thing. It might be a good thing. It might be putting some sort of reins on the situation a little bit, pulling you back in a little bit, bringing a bit of a reality check. Because I feel like when you're in those situations, confirmation, when you feel like you're really restricted and caged, there might be like a negative emotional component with that, but it does make you slow down a little bit and think more clearly. And then when you are like, forget it, like throwing off the chains, I'm going to be free. It's almost like there's an energy of being a little more careless, and I don't think that that's going to be helpful for you right now. So it's like striking that balance between feeling constrained and feeling totally free. That's why it came neutral, like walking that line where you're somewhere in the middle, right? Because you need to be careful, but you don't need to be depressed and feel like you're trapped. Half the deck again. Okay, do we have any more messages here for Aries before the final cards? Nope. Final card for Aries. Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Okay, when this comes to a close, you are moving on to a next season of your journey, Ace of Pentacles. It's going to be a wonderful new beginning. I love Ace of Pentacles. It's a new beginning that's going to involve like completely new earthly things. It could be, lots of changes in your material world. And that could be anything from a change in where you live, like what your house looks like, what kind of car you drive, where you go to work, what you do for work. Like, it's a lot of those earthly day-to-day changes, like the things that are tangible in the real world. There's a lot of new changes coming, and you're moving towards them happily, gladly, moving past this circumstance here. So it does come to a close. It doesn't come to a close super quickly. It certainly is not going to be this fancy wish fulfillment that this old person over here. So watch out for this person who's promising you the world. That's not going to happen, okay? Keep a lock on that temper. Don't get afraid of the truth. Just let the truth set you free and walk right into that new future that you got ahead of you. Okay, Aries, if this was your reading, if you'd like to see other readings like it, I would appreciate a like or subscribe. Thanks.